So here's the system. Okay, I would say it's kind of in order of importance. Gut flora and fiber, fasting, fuel and fats. If we're talking about purchased food, is that your gut is your bread and butter. And so if you've been dealing with some sort of chronic illness, or you're pre-diabetic, cardiovascular disease, all these chronic conditions that are pretty rampant in the United States, you gotta look at the gut, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. A lot of naturopathic or functional medicine practitioners will say it actually mimics what we did when we were hunter-gatherers, because there was times of feast and times of famine, so it's not a new thing.
Every diet
It's the standard American diet.
Oh, that's the standard American diet. That's a diet?
It's not a diet we should eat, anybody should be eating, but it's a standard American diet. It's why chronic disease is so prevalent in the States, is because we're eating, this is not food. No, this is not food. But when you have to release insulin to regulate image, we're not burning it and we're storing it. Right, so we want to make sure that we're using it as fuel. So if you're talking about complex carbs, like your starches, and your grains, and your yams, and your sweet potatoes, if you, because there's no one size fits all, if you decide what's the best amount for you to reach your goals, maintaining, losing, fueling for activity, you have to find out what that sweet spot is. I think that most people, if you want to experiment, you could start with a general number of like 100 grams a day and see how your body operates. And if you want to gradually decrease it, you can. But understand, you can get carbs from vegetables too. So you can get carbs from vegetables, you can get them from fruit, you can get them from grains. I see sugar's a second ingredient. We're going to talk about fats in a second. Canola oil is a pro-inflammatory omega-6. So that increases inflammation in our system. A lot of processed foods have a lot of omega-6s.